get to make your own pizza. I love it.
Shalom World and Net Ministries Australia have come together to serve up another slice of pizza.
The mark of a Christian person is someone that has joy and brings joy to wherever they go.
Conversations about God, faith, church and life can be really intense these days. But why does it have to be so serious?
Grab a slice of pizza, hang out, have a laugh, and be inspired by what God is doing in our lives.
Hello and welcome to a time of excitement and inspiration. I am Manoj Sunny, and together with Shalom World, we'll take you through the journeys of a group of ordinary people in the Jesus Youth Movement who dared to follow an extraordinary call as a part of the full-time volunteer project. A project that has been instilling the missionary lifestyle in young people for the last 28 years. A project that has put 28 batches of young people, around 2,000 so far, through a 30-day intensive training and placing them in mission centers around the world for a whole year. And that's exactly why they are called God's crazy people.
That's it!
Today we have a special person joining us from the Vatican. Born to late M.A. Raj and Vasanta Raj, he's only brother of Victor Nathan, who is an active member of Jesus Youth. He was born and raised in Delhi, the capital city of India. He did his master's in business administration, worked for 6 years in the corporate sector. Actively involved in Jesus Youth from 2007, he decided to resign his job and attended the full-timers training in India in 2012, after which he was placed in North India for his mission. He discerned his vocation during that time and opted for priesthood. He completed his theological studies in Pontifical Urbaniana University in Rome and is pursuing his licentiate studies there now. Let us welcome Brother Antony Xavier from India, joining us from Rome. Brother Anthony, a hearty welcome.
Thank you so much, Manoj. It's a pleasure being here.
Anthony, you were working in the corporate field for 6 years. You're a good musician, but you are in the seminary now. How did this journey begin? When was your moment of encounter with the Lord?
It was right back when I was in my college doing my university studies, and I attended a parish retreat. And in that parish retreat, I felt the experience of God. And when the preacher was talking about how God loves us, how He cares for us. So I was thinking, the God who has created the entire universe, He loves me and He knows me personally. And one particular scripture, which really touched my life was Isaiah 43:4, in which says that you are precious for me. So that was like a first beginning, for me to know God personally. And slowly, changes started happening in my life. I started reading the Holy Bible. I started praying, and not only for myself but also for others. And the journey began. We all know, when we know God, there's a phase that we go through. Sometimes it's positive, sometimes not so positive. Same thing happened with me. Over the period of times, I had a lot of ups and downs in my life. And there came a time where I was going through a personal crisis. And there was an inclusion, in the sense, like I would say, there was Jesus Youth that has come into my life, but not directly, but through my brother. One day, what happened? I was in my house. One member of Jesus Youth came to our house. He was a music ministry member, and he heard me play guitar. So he asked me, "Why don't you join the music ministry?" So I said, "Okay, I will join." So from that time onward, I started joining the music ministry. I was very, very regular, and we had a lot of ministry programs where people used to lead praise and worship. So I was playing guitar in the beginning, and then slowly I was also listening to the word of God being preached and broken during the sessions. And in the first 6 7 months, I felt so happy. I felt so joyful. I felt working for God is so beautiful. And I felt that this is something that I want to do.
Before we continue with our sharings, I have a surprise for you. Joining us now, another Antony Xavier from India. Antony has been with Jesus Youth from 1999 and was the national coordinator of Jesus Youth in India from 2010 to 2013. He lives with his wife Reena and 3 children in Delhi and runs a design and digital media agency now. Presently, he serves as a member of the Jesus Youth International Council. Antony.
Anthony is like a younger brother for me, and I have been working with him for the last 12 to 13 years. And in this journey, I think I have learned a lot of things from him. One of the things is his humility and his childlike enthusiasm to know and also grow more in Jesus. And his openness for corrections and to bear upon his shortcomings is one of the good quality in him. Another thing I really notice him is his love for music, and I can also always picture him with a guitar on his shoulders. He uses that music for one-to-one evangelization and also for leading people to worship. Anthony, I have one question for you. After you left Google and took a 1 year commitment with the Lord, and that 1 year commitment has helped you tremendously, I think, in terms of your vocational discernment. How was that process, and how that full-time worship has helped you?
Thank you, Antony. A very good question to continue our sharings. We're waiting for your sharing.
I think it all started with that 3 year commitment that I made with the Lord. And in this time, I felt something which I never felt before. I had this desire in me, some thoughts came that maybe God is calling me to become a priest. So I went to a priest whom I know very well. So I said, Father, I'm getting these thoughts, but 99% I don't want to be a priest. He said, but then 1%, if God is willing, maybe let's see. So he said, okay, don't think about it. So, so I stopped thinking about it. But then this desire was so strong that even when I went for some marriage, I was kind of imagining myself getting ordained. I spoke to many people in the Jesus movement, and at the end of these 3 years, I was not sure what to do, to go this side or that side, because I always felt, that this was not what I wanted to do. I always wanted to get married, and when so it was when used to go to college, it was like I felt this is not my cup of tea. And but when I would go for prayer, adoration, holy mass, I felt maybe. But then I thought, okay, let's take a call. Let me go for full time worship. And even if I don't become a priest, let me give at least 1 year to the Lord. So that was how it started. In a sense, that's how I entered took the decision to leave my job, which was actually a very very difficult decision for me because I was decently earning, and I felt like if I leave this job in such a big company, uh, it's very very difficult because the day you resign, there are 10,000 people lining up to get that job. So I was thinking, how should I do it? It was so difficult, but then I felt all that I have, all that I have received, it is a gift from the Lord. And if He wants, He can give me again if I decide to join back after the full timership. So that's how the decision happened to leave the job.
You said like a 99% no, 1% possibility. Then how did you confirm that, again, at least for that time being, how did you confirm that your occasion is for priesthood?
I had various experiences that kind of gave me. I would say the Lord gave me uh, to see this is how priesthood life could be at the end, and when you go ahead. So I had some of little bit of all the experience a priest would go through. Uh, and then at the end of the day, I was still not sure what to do. I spoke to a Jesuit priest. He had gone to Delhi to give a discernment retreat. So I called him over and I told him that, Father, I want to discern my vocation. So he said, okay, come to Bombay. I said, I cannot come to Bombay. So he said, okay, we can do over the phone also. I said, okay, is it? Yeah. I said, okay, yeah, let's go ahead. So he told me, I will give you a topic to discern on. So you can think about that topic, you can reflect on it, and then we can have a call at the end of the week. So he would say, think of God's love. So after 1 week, I would reflect on it and then speak to him. And then next second week would be priesthood. Third week would be family life. Fourth week would be single life. So after the end of this discernment, I was very sure that I don't want to be a single person, in the sense like less concentrated. So it was between family life and the priesthood life. This was clear, but it was still not clear where I was. I had to go. So I would say from 99 to 1, it became 60-40. So little slightly more for priesthood and less for the family life. So then I decided, okay, let me go and stay in the seminary and see how it is. So I spoke to the priest in charge of that parish, and then he gave me two options. He said there are two options. One you can go to the minor seminary, and one you can go to the spiritual year. So spiritual year is somewhere where like more people with 5 years of minor seminary go, and minor seminary is like very fresh candidates come. So I thought I don't want to go to the minor seminary. I mean I'm 28 years old. Why should I go to the minor seminary? So I thought, okay, let me go there only. So I went to the minor seminary for come and see program, kind of a come and see program for a week, and I made a prayer to the Lord. I said, Lord, if you don't want me to become a priest, give me a bad experience here in the minor seminary. But that 1 week I enjoyed like anything. And for me, I think that was a confirmation from God that He wants me to be a priest.
But you opted for Jesus Youth Priesthood. Why? There are a lot of uncertainties, there are a lot of questions, especially in the initial years. It would have been a tough choice for you. But why you opted for that?
When I was getting those first thought of priesthood, it was because of an email. And I later heard that that was the only email sent by the Jesus Youth international team to the other groups. So it was an email which was saying that if you have some work experience and if you are in the leadership of the movement, you can consider becoming a priest. So when I read that email, I think, yeah, that's a good option. Now I can continue being part of the Jesus Youth movement and I can be a priest also. When I had to take a decision, so again, this human part came into me. I thought, why not go to Delhi diocese because it's close to my home. I can always stay in connection with my family, because I'm very very close to my family. But then here the role of my elder came in. He told, you're thinking about Jesus youth. No, why don't you try that also? You just see if it works. If it works, okay. Otherwise, no problem. As you had shared, the decision was tough because I saw in one place it was very secure. This is what the life is going to be. It was very very clear. But on the other hand, we had Jesus Youth Priesthood option where many things are not clear. What will happen when the bishop changes? So many questions were there in my mind, and I felt it will be much much more challenging. So then I felt that God was telling me this is what you should do. So technically, it was like following God's will. But on the human side, from my part, I felt over the years, uh, so many Jesus Youth elders, those who are senior members in the movement, they have helped me personally. They have guided me. They have shown me the way to God. I thought I should also do the same thing in my priesthood mission. And also, it is the time to kind of repay the movement in such Jesus Youth movement in such way that I can also help youngsters just like I was helped as a youngster.
You spent 2 years in studying philosophy, then Regency, 3-year theology, almost like 6 to 7 years in formation now. But how does the full-timership experience help you in living your life today?
I would talk about two aspects which the full-timership taught me. First was the experience of depending on God. In full-timership, I at times did not know from where I have to get my next meal because the money that I had was much less than the cost of the food. But there was not even one single day, apart from the day I fasted, that I had to go without food. Every day it was provided to me. Living in the providence of God is something that I thought, that I learned. Even though by nature I'm very systematic, I plan everything, but then at the end of the day, this is what I take with me always in the full timership, no, from the full timership to my present life as well. And on the other side, I also think it's like, okay, I may have my plans and I should have my plans, but it is Lord who authorizes that plan. If He does not want that plan, okay, I should be open and flexible to take up the other plan which the Lord is offering me. So that was one aspect. Second, a practical aspect I think which I got was no being depending on somebody for money, which was very difficult for me in full timership, but now I got to learn about it. But more importantly, in full timership, we were giving an account of each and every rupees or dollar, whatever currency that we were using, we were giving an account of that. So that habit I have continued. So it is not an account of money that I have been given as in charge of, but it is even my pocket money, even what personal things I spent, I give an account of that, which I have continued right from my minor seminary days till no till now. So I think that is also is kind of being accountable to the people who are responsible to you. These two things I would know: being dependent on God and being accountable to your responsible people.
I believe these two qualities will be such an asset in your life when you journey on your life to priesthood. My final question to you: what do you want to share with the youth of today?
Do not be afraid to know Jesus. It's it seems very dangerous at times. No, even here in Rome, people are very scared to talk about God. But I would say, do not be afraid, because when you take that step in faith, that step of faith you have taken, that leap of faith that you take, when you go into the unknown, you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. Like just like the John's Gospel says, and I think this is the message I would like to share. And I have experienced it. I had to take this step in faith where I had to no just see, go in the seminary and see. And I'm so happy now because I feel this is what the Lord has called me to be. At least for the time being, I can say that. No. And I feel so happy. So when you follow the Lord, when you know the Lord, you will be free and happy.
Thank you, Anthony, for the beautiful message explaining how to live your life free and happy. Anthony, it was such a joy to have you with us today. Your sharing has been so inspirational. May the Lord rain down His graces on you as you continue your formation to become a holy priest. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Bernard. It was a pleasure to be here. It was a great experience to share the joy that the Lord has given me, not to others. Thank you so much.
Today we have a special guest joining us all the way from Australia, Naveen Mundakal. He has been active in the movement from 1993 onwards and has served in different key leadership roles, including that of former National Coordinator of Australia and former International Assistant Coordinator. He coordinated the international full-timers training in Thailand for several years initially. He presently leads the Jesus Youth Australia University project as its project director and lives in Melbourne with his wife Suja and 4 kids. Naveen.
When I think about Jesus Youth full timers, a few words coming to my mind are courageous young Catholic missionaries. It is true that the life witness or a life testimony of a young person is powerful enough to impact a whole generation or influence the life of other young people around them. Every year, a number of young, courageous young Catholic missionaries are being trained and placed for God's work globally through the Jesus Youth International Full-Timership Project. I believe that God is searching for young people who can respond to today's challenges in a courageous way. And God provides His anointing, His knowledge, wisdom, and understanding for all those who follow Him, follow His call. Through this type of formation program or training programs, young people discover that they are made for more. They're made for greatness, and they don't need to settle for anything less than that. And this way, they become true disciples of Jesus and become missionaries for life, and not just for 1 year, for the whole life. They are able to witness Christ with courage and minister to this contemporary generation in today's language, using the best of the talents God has given us. And this type of formation programs helps young people to become young soldiers for the Lord, who understands the reality, understands the relevance of this mission in this contemporary world, and they can do God's work even in tough situations, in tough places, who can take risky steps for God's kingdom. Those who are ready to go for the extra mile, challenged by the gospel. And young people can become young Christian leaders who can connect with others well, who walk the talk with integrity, who accompany others in the journey and help to experience Christ in a more authentic way, in a Catholic way. And this type of formation helps young people to find their calling and purpose, and they get equipped for their mission.
Thank you, Naveen, for your definition of full-timers as courageous young Catholic missionaries and underlining the importance of witnessing life. A life of integrity by walking the talk and sharing the gospel. I'm reminded of the words of Pope Paul VI in Evangelii Nuntiandi. He said, "Modern man listens more willingly to witnesses than to teachers. And if he does listen to teachers, it is because they are witnesses." So if any one of you listening to me now is inspired to answer a similar call and desires to live a life of authentic witness, please do get in touch with us. So that's it for today, friends. Let's keep each other in prayer and stay crazy for God until we meet again next week for the same program on Shalom World. For more exciting contents, watch shalomworld.org and download the free apps of Shalom World on your iOS and Android devices. Thank you.
For over 25 years, young men and women have set out across borders to share God's love.
Sai, whatever you plan, whatever you do,
give your best to God.
But who are ready to give Him everything?
It is a gift to the Catholic Church.
Your only true identity is that you are the children of God.
I've actually gained an eternal treasure.
Don't be afraid to do these things.
Dare to follow an extraordinary call.
Now it's your turn. If you are a young student or professional and dare to set apart in year, it could change the lives of many, including yours. Be an International Jesus Youth Mission volunteer. Contact us right away.
Are you looking for life-changing entertainment? Does what you see on most channels leave you feeling unfulfilled? Well, look no further. Shalom World TV brings the peace and joy of Jesus Christ to you, whether at home or on the go. To start watching, you don't need antennas, cable connections, or a dish. You probably already have what you need if you have a smart TV, such as a Samsung, LG, or Panasonic, or if you have one with an Android, Opera, or Roku TV operating system. These can be found on the latest models of Sony, Toshiba, Vizio, Philips, RCA, Sharp Aquos, TCL, Insignia, Element, Hitachi, Vestal, Skyworth, Changhong, Konka, and Hisense. You can also watch Shalom TV on most IPTV streaming devices, starting with the 4th generation of Apple TV and Roku, Amazon Fire TV, Mi Box, Amino, Humax, or on TiVo Box through the Opera TV store. Are you a gamer or virtual reality enthusiast? We've got you covered. Shalom World is on Xbox One, Razer Forge, Nvidia Shield, and HoloLens. To start watching, all you have to do is go to the App Store, download Shalom World, and start being fulfilled by content that brings you into a deeper relationship with Jesus Christ. For more information on how to watch Shalom World on your TVs and devices, visit us at shalomworld.org/connectedtv. Have a smartphone or tablet? Take Shalom with you wherever you go. Again, by downloading Shalom World from the App Store. If you prefer to watch from your Mac or PC, get the Shalom World desktop app. Or you can always watch from our website, shalomworld.org. And guess what? Shalom World is absolutely free on all of these platforms. Yes, free. There are no download charges and no in-store app purchases required, ever. If you're looking for life-changing entertainment, you found it. It's here, waiting for you on your Shalom World.